They be upset at Bender. They be real mad. It's you, Bender.
To be fair, in the newest episode that David uploaded to YouTube, he was getting pretty harsh criticism for the AI
right.
take.
I
was scrolling through, I was like,
this.
they are ripping into Bender over that AI take.
What was your take on that? What was your take on that?
Okay, so last week I wanted to bring this up. So David clipped our conversation last week. That we went on air, and it was right after OpenAI dropped clips from like video examples of their new text to video AI platform called Sora. And you guys were wowed by it, and I also said what we saw, some of it was pretty impressive, but I had a very reserved take in terms of AI and the hype behind it and how much it can actually do and what its legitimate capabilities are, and how by playing into this idea that AI is going to take everyone's job, oh, this is it, doomsday scenario, we're actually helping hype these companies who just simply don't have the capabilities at this time, if they ever will even. And by doing that, we basically help the hype cycle behind these companies, which in turn helps them get funding, which in turn makes these people who are going to steal everyone's job, apparently, very rich. And so, I brought this up and I said how, AI is basically not where it is, even though sometimes it does do AI is not where people think it is, where most people think it is, even though sometimes it does land on something that could be impressive. And how, actors and filmmakers, their jobs are safe. They don't have to worry about, AI taking their job because the capabilities from AI is just not there. And people apparently did not like my take. And I have to say, reading through those comments, it was, it's comment after comment.
We're putting people on blast for the first time.
I gotta say,
they're public comments, so I'm not doing anything bad here. But
it's very look, David was doing the work. Like, let me go ahead and.
I also don't necessarily disagree with them.
Listen, but all I'm hearing, Matt, you're saying
we got a 1984 Bender. Come on.
You're saying technology is not where people think it is, and
right. It's just not there, and nor is it anywhere close to where people think it is. I mean,
damn.
The most common, your career will be safe because AI could never replicate art. Well, I never say AI can never replicate art. I said it could never replicate good art. I mean, listen, a lot of the comments I read, very reminiscent to what people were saying to me.
With technology.
It was very reminiscent to me of what people were saying about crypto in 2021. Gotta buy in. What's your problem with crypto? I heard the same shit, and I was right then. I'll be right now too. The hype cycle around this is being driven by the people who claim to care about the jobs AI is going to take. AI is not crypto. I'm not claiming that. I do think there are use cases for AI, and most of those use cases are the vast majority, if not every use case, is helping people in certain fields be more productive. But they cannot replicate an entire filmmaker's job, actor's job, a journalist's job. AI writing programs out there, the only jobs they've taken so far are bullshit SEO content mill jobs, where you would just write garbage for SEO purposes to fill up Google and Bing and Yahoo with as much garbage as possible so you rank in the search engines. And the search engines will get privy to the AI behind those too, and then downrank them eventually too. But that is literally all AI has done when it comes to taking jobs from any sort of content creator. I do not know of any sort of jobs that is being taken by people. Are bringing up in David's chat, in David's comments, oh, what about all the tech jobs that were lost? Those tech jobs weren't replaced by AI. Those tech jobs were those people were fired from their tech jobs because these tech companies overhired over the past couple of years, and they fired the people who they who they were redundant, basically. I'm not saying that's cool. They fucked up by hiring those people and giving too many people the necessary jobs because they thought their exponential growth had no peak. They thought it would just keep growing and growing and growing under the, because that was the growth they experienced under the pandemic. But basically, they ended up firing people who they deemed redundant. And what did they do with those funds? They just did stock buybacks and shit. They didn't put it into replacing them with AI or whatever. Like, come on.
And I do think when it comes to stock photos, stock videos, I think that stuff may be replaced though. Like there are people out there who at least part of their income relies on stock images and photography.
Sure, okay,
we've seen what AI is doing with that. Like all over social media, these photos that are being created, they can replicate just by asking AI or putting in prompts into AI and easily make photos that people are. It can be misleading, but they're utilizing them to make art and to do all these other different things. And it's helpful to the people who have found that and they're making money off of it. But the people who usually make money off of doing it from scratch and stuff, they're losing their jobs. But let's be clear too. You're talking about because I think people are saying it in a general view too. You're talking about technology, but you're talking about how it applies as content creators, for content creators and in tech itself.
Right. And anyone who's doing any sort of original work is not going to be replaced. AI cannot do reporting. They could churn out garbage based on data that's already out there by grabbing bits and pieces from whatever it was trained on, which obviously numerous thousands and thousands of articles that are out there, hundreds of thousands, millions of articles out there. But if you're doing original reporting, AI cannot replace you because it cannot do reporting. It cannot create something original based on facts. It can't make phone calls. It can't reach out to contacts. It can't research intricate things like what people are saying or sharing online in forums. It can't put 2 and 2 together and realize that this equals 4 when it comes to reporting. It can't create films in any sort of original capacity. Literally everything AI does is taking stuff that it's been trained on and mashing it together and giving it output based on that. And another thing I saw constantly in David's comments were how David's comments was people saying, AI is only AI is only going to get better and better and better. This is the worst it's ever going to be, which is funny because literally days after they said that, ChatGPT went insane because what happens when there's so much AI garbage out there is that AI language models train on AI, which is basically creates the same effect as like an incestuous relationship producing a child.
And it's actually pretty funny.
And what you get when AI,
did you read all those things? Like, blah, 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 like just gibberish.
When AI trains on AI content, it puts out garbage, trash, bullshit. Not even bad AI content, like what's his face from Jack Nicholson from The Shining status. The same thing over and over again, like it's gone insane. That's why AI isn't is only going to get better. It can actually get worse because if there's less original content going out there, there's less things for AI to train on, and then it's going to break and turn out bullshit. And then number 2 is that you need human beings to create original content. It's that simple. AI does not think. The idea that it's not even artificial intelligence. There's no thinking behind it. There's no intelligence there. These AI companies have already pulled the wool over everyone's eye by even calling this AI. These are language models. They're trained on data, just like you would train, any sort of computer programming, any sort of software, any sort of thing that needs to basically just run on automatic and be able to churn out stuff that's redundant. It's not thinking here. There's no brains behind it. There's no human emotions there. It cannot replicate human work. What it could do is it can do basic grunt work. And if your job is just doing that sort of
human
stuff,
work, though, which is kind of the big worry, right? It can actually take a lot of copyright material and then replicate it to such a degree that you could utilize that as a background. You can make tile sets for video games. You can do like, photorealistic stuff that otherwise would cost you a lot of money to license. You can just do in seconds, have that get replicated before you, right? So I think the legal definition where someone's going to get sued for, say, using Drake's voice in a song kind of thing, those are going to have to set precedents for people on whether or not you can use AI to just data harvest other people's work and then use it for cheap replacements, right?
Right,
Even if it's done by people.
But look what you like. I agree that's one area that AI is, cloning voices and things like that is getting really good at. But even then, look what you just said. The whole basis for it is to clone an original artist. Eventually, AI will churn out all the different ways Drake can say something, and then it'll run out of stuff. It still needs that original source to continue to create new content for it to be able to replicate additional new content. Like, there's going to be a point where, like, okay, we've heard this AI Drake song how many fucking times when you got 1,000 people creating 1,000 songs each based on the Drake AI clone model voice that's out there. Eventually it will need to train on additional Drake content to be able to churn out additional fake Drake clone voice content.
It sounds like you're doubling down. In other words, David, clip it, chat, get them.
Upload it.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. I am. Not only am I doubling down, I'm saying everyone.
This is how he gets on Joe Rogan.
Everyone in that comment section is wrong as hell and doesn't understand.
Add some anti-vax stuff. Just pepper some anti-vax stuff in there.
I don't think anyone's saying that all jobs are gone forever, but there are certain positions, like I mentioned, like stock photos, stock images, like certain stock videos. Those are people's jobs that they can definitely be replaced by current AI models. Just because
it depends. Sure. It depends. It totally depends what you're using it for. Like if someone doesn't care about. If they need some random stock photo to throw as the header for their blog post, then okay, they'll probably grab an AI photo and have no problem with it. But if you need a stock photo for some sort of high glossy print magazine, you're probably not going to use an AI photo because it's going to be very clear that it's an AI photo because it's once you blow it up and print it out.
They getting crazy with them AI photos. They're starting to look they're getting better every month. Every time I wake up.
They have that AI glow to them. There's that shine that AI photos have that just...
Yeah, but they're getting better. I think over time, though. So now, Matt, I was with you while you were explaining, presenting your case, which is fine, right? Everybody's not going to agree. However, you can't go around saying everybody wrong in David's comments. They not going to agree with you. You ain't going to agree with them. That's why they coming at you. But
there will be.
A lot of the comments weren't even saying like, "Oh, all jobs are gone." They're just saying like that you were being a little more flippant about it than the reality of like.
I didn't say no.
Of course,
job
everybody's job is not going to go. Like, obviously, there's going to be creative jobs available, of course, or people will be.
Well, yeah, and during that conversation, I did say that. Yeah, sure. Maybe like CGI artists, special effects artists. Maybe a film won't need as many as them,
which is people's jobs. That's what people were saying.
Literally tens of thousands of jobs, right?
Yeah, like we can't just ignore those people losing their jobs.
But I didn't though. What were they refuting? Because I say that in the actual video itself. I mentioned that.
I think over time, I do believe that AI will start to affect more jobs. But right now we're focusing on like content creation and technology and people who are working in tech and how working in technology is taking over their jobs in some way, shape, or form, or even in content creation. It's becoming really easy. A lot of the things that we had to do before AI are not required because of AI. And some people who have credentials are not necessary anymore because they just will use AI in place of those things. But I will say outside of that, I don't know if people are seeing it outside of that where they're like, no, AI are taking people's jobs. I mean, in some places like restaurant business I've seen where they're using like technology that is driven by AI to do certain things. How I've seen car services now not needing like Uber drivers. It's self-driving cars that are not necessarily in main areas, but maybe to go down the street or around.
Self-driving cars already?
Yeah.
Like
there are ways in
San Francisco.
cities. Yeah.
AI. Yeah. So those places that people are starting to see where AI is, can come in and take their jobs. How long will these things last? Will they last? Will they stick? I do see over time we are seeing more and more, AI driven things, which is causing businesses not to necessarily need people in their hands or whatever they have. So maybe people were looking at it from that point of view overall, but I'm just trying to, just specify, like you were talking about content creation and technology at the time. I think people were seeing it in an overall manner.
Have you all seen the way that people
I
are
also
messing
think the
with those
self-driving car
cars,
things,
though? People are like putting a cone on top of the hood of a self-driving car, and it just is completely incapacitated. Yeah, people. I think I don't know if it was
weekend in San Francisco, someone lit one of those cars on fire.
Yeah.
They torched it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just love how you can destroy a car with a cone.
Modern
put it on there, and then
what is going on?
This is additional hype. This is another hype thing, though. Like self-driving cars are not there either. They fuck up all the time. There's no way you can have multiple self-driving cars on the road in any sort of way, because they'll all get stuck. They'll all and then no one will go anywhere.
Block emergency.
We've already seen this technology fail, and the companies behind it are going to fail too, for the most part. I don't think we're in an experimental phase right now, and I don't think these companies are going to make it.
I do like that AI will potentially, even though I am concerned about the job market and the implications there, I do like the idea of lowering the barrier to entry for like people who want to do indie films or music videos.
Right.
Like you can use AI to do, as a tool to do a lot of content creators. Like when I did my little Globe music video of Candace Taylor, I took AI images of angry women pointing to globes. And I put that in there, and I thought it was, it looked like AI. It looked stupid, but it was just a fun thing rather than me, like, I don't know, drawing a picture of it or something like that. So it's a fun tool. So if it's used in harmless ways like that, I think it can be fine. But,
well, the Leftist Mafia
it's hard to
intro,
say.
Right? The intro, the Leftist Mafia intro you made, right?
That's true. It's based on.
Oh, you mean doing
deepfakes.
The deepfake stuff. Well, deepfakes are basically like that's basically what modern real life non movie theater robots that can think and feel and have human emotion, which does not exist. That's not what real life AI is. Real life AI is what Mike did for the intro to the Leftist Mafia for the show.
Most of them.
Oh, Lance, I'm sorry. Lance.
I used a template.
You took jobs
for a lot
away.
Of it. I guess I took some jobs. I took jobs away without even knowing it. Yeah,
I will say I've been scrolling through Twitter,
but we wouldn't have
and
hired someone for that because we can't afford to do so. So Lance made this, and what he did was he basically trained. This is what a deepfake is. You basically train the software on thousands and thousands of images from videos, like the stills.
Totally did.
And it learns how to, after doing it over and over and over again, not even learns, it takes from the data, because again, learning would say there is an intellect behind it, but there's not. It takes from that data and perfects over time the automation of the swapping of the faces. That's all that is. It's automating something that would have taken, I guess, like a keyframe rotoscoping artist that would have, taken them a long time to do. Lance was able to automate that using deepfake technology.
And a
rotoscoper would have been able to do it even better. But this is Leftist Mafia. We're not looking for perfection.
But there are professionals out there. I was scrolling through Twitter, looking for like clips of whatever, and this came up interestingly. Tyler Perry has halted the $800 million expansion of his studio after seeing OpenAI's text-to-video model Sora. He adds that he just used AI in 2 of his films, and that with Sora, I no longer would have to travel to locations. If I wanted to be in the snow in Colorado, it's text.
Wow.
These are job losses. These are potential
But are you
jobs.
looking at the quality of the movies? It's crazy.
Well, it's Tyler Perry, so I don't know.
People are sick.
I agree with you because I can go in on that. But love Tyler Perry, what he's done, his accomplishments, all those great things in Atlanta, whatever. But yes, and I was going to get there because if we're looking at the quality of movies, even Tyler Perry's, if he's going to even step into AI world completely for his movies, we're going to see less and less quality each time. And I think that I feel like when they don't put as much effort, we're starting to see like the backgrounds. I even see
Have you seen music
shadows.
videos? Lots of music videos have AI in them, or AI backgrounds and stuff. It like Empire of the Sun's new music video. I was like, why? It looks so gross. It's like all these.
It's more affordable, like you said. They save money.
Tons of money.
Great.
It's all free.
But at the same time, like quality, right? Oh, so we're gonna sacrifice quality in this time. So
I think a lot of them figure it's like these are corporations, right? They're like, do we care about quality? If most people, like we're gonna tell most people. Don't know. Like I've been seeing like Instagram screenshots of like again, not to disparage my older viewer audience, you're all wonderful people, but like people who are largely, I imagine, I'm guessing, maybe I'm wrong, but like, you know, over 60, 70, who are really impressed, like, oh, this place looks amazing, and it's like a completely AI generated image of like a hotel room.
Yes,
like, there's people just like, and to be fair, look, I shouldn't disparage the 60 plus people. I've come across where I'm like, oh, this looks nice, and then, you know, after a few seconds, I can tell it's not real.
Let's talk about it.
But like, but there's stuff that pops up where it's like, this
AI food.
This looks beautiful.
AI
oh wait,
food.
this is not legitimate.
It can't be real. Like it can't be real.
Weird.
I've seen photos back in the early Facebook days, and I'm talking about like maybe not early, like the mid, because not the now, but maybe like 10 years ago, we would see they had pages like with geography, like great pictures that were captured by certain photographers, and they'll reference, you know, the photographers and things like that. Now, honey, they just dropping stuff. I keep seeing images and not an ageist, because I have to say that because, you know, social media people, y'all get sensitive. I love y'all, mean it, but it does. But
same, I'm not an ageist.
And then Mike,
no one believes that, Mike. No one believes that.
But I'll see older people. My mom, my sweet, beautiful mummy. She'll be sending me stuff on WhatsApp like, girl, did you see this? And I'm like, mama, that's not real. Like, and then I'll click on it and then I'll see through the whole thing. You'll see, and I click on it and it's mostly people of a certain age group. Use your imagination, but I call them older people, older than me. And so they like are in there and they're just like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. Sometimes it causes real bad division. People are like saying these things, but it'll be like, sometimes it's Donald Trump doing something that he hasn't really done. And people are in the comment section like, that's my president. That's this and that and that. Or it could be two artists that are at odds with each other. And they'll be AI will put them together somewhere, and literally it won't be like it's a fake story. I click on it and there's literally a whole article somebody wrote up. It's not even only satire. It's just fully wrong. It's a lie. It's all of that. But they're getting away with these by generating these AI images, and all of these people will click and read it and share it, and it just becomes misinformation all over the internet.
That's the biggest worry, I think, with AI stuff is the misinformation.
Same.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the big thing. Yeah, that's going to be the big problem, because the barrier for entry, quality wise, is so low. Like, I mean,
and the incentive to lie is so massive. Like, you make up a bullshit story about some massive event, it's going to get so many clicks, and the incentive is there to make shit up.
People get fooled by PS3 graphics. Did you see? Like, I think it was like right after one of the moments of like Russia invading Ukraine. No. This was actually more recently. This was post October 7th. There was all this footage of Hamas helicopters, and they weren't actually Hamas helicopters. It was all from this PS3 game, but people believed it. Like, enough.
Oh, wasn't it Arma?
Yeah, it was Arma. Yeah, it was like the quality of
that's been used several. That game has been used many times to fool people.
I know, but like how? Like,
yeah.
Oh, that blew my mind. That people were genuinely like, I can't believe this. Wow, we're witnessing history. Like, no, I mean, like PS3 history. Yeah, like it's a game that came out.
To be fair, I think it was the PC version of Arma.
Yeah,
my apologies.
Which is much higher graphical fidelity. Still, if you pay attention, you can tell it's not real. There was a really good video that our Marquez Brownlee put out where he was kind of going through the advancements in AI, and so he'd show you something, and then you had a couple of seconds to see if you could tell if it was AI, and you knew it's AI, but like, what's the inconsistencies here? And for myself, I wasn't quick enough to notice it until he pointed it out. Like, there was a shot of like a Western film, and he was just panning And then all of a sudden a horse disappeared in the corner. And then a horse, like half of its body was gone. There was one picture or a video of this older woman blowing out her birthday candles. There was lots of candles on the cake.
Oh my God, you remember that one?
I saw
Yeah.
that.
If you look closely, one of the candles has 2 flames, and behind her, there's a bunch of women that are like clapping, and then their hands start like
their hands
twisting.
are all weird.
Because that's how you know it's AI. That's when AI first started. You had to see those images with one missing finger or no nails.
Yeah.
And that's how you were able to differentiate what was AI and what was if but they are putting out full photos with 5 fingers and all of that. And they're not letting you guys know if this is AI or not. They're just dropping it, and people who are just, not in the know, they're getting like they're getting got. So yeah. People are like, oh, this is so beautiful. And then older people in the comment section, because people are like, hey, trying to tell them. Younger folks are like, hey, this is AI. Don't be fooled. The older people are like, you can't stand to see an older person just celebrating their birthday. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. I hate that for us. But,
oh no.